All right, good day, Royals, and welcome back. I believe that you are having a great day, a great week, and a great month. I, of course, want to come back and ask you a question pertaining to investing. And I want to utilize working on a job as a reference point. If we are understanding that with regards to any market, I will go to the DXY. The DXY is just an index based on the US dollar, that currency, and this allows us to be able to understand what the markets are doing and if the index is going in a particular way. Other pairs that are correlated or inversely correlated can go in particular directions as well. And once we do understand the formations of the dealers or the market makers, the templates, once we understand that, we essentially just have to be patient enough to wait to see what they are doing. And once they have shown us what their intentions are from understanding the template, again, we set our parameters up and just leave them, let they do what they do best, which is essentially make the markets up. Now, with regards to the pay structure of any given job, there are people who will be daily paid who may get paid on a weekly basis. There are people who will get paid on a fortnightly basis, depending on what it is they are doing. And then, of course, there are people who will be paid on a monthly basis, all right, depending on what it is they are doing. Now, if you are weekly paid, that is something different. If you are fortnightly paid, that is something different. If you are, again, monthly pay, that is something different. However, when we as human beings acquire a job from any place, any company, any institution, we are already understanding that time has to pass before we actually get paid. We have to do work in order for us to be paid. All right. So if we can look at investing with a mindset as okay, I am not trying to catch every single move on a daily basis because I understand that there is a direction that the market is essentially going, and it's going to take time for this to work its way to whatever targets we are setting. Of course, it can take a day, 2 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, depending on the particular pair that we are looking at. And, you know, how it moves and all of these things, that's why we actually have multiple pairs that we can look at. Of course, it would be a bit confusing at first. So, of course, ideally, an individual would not want to look at so many pairs because you can confuse yourself just trying to catch moves because you want to make money. But if we understand that once we go to a job and the job is going to pay us once it is we show up for duty, all right, and we're going to get that salary. Well, it took time to get the salary. It took you or us going to that job and working and interacting with individuals and learning and understanding and applying our skills in order for us to be paid. Investing is the same way. All right, now the reason why I am speaking about the longer term investments is because we ideally still have to live our lives, right? If you try to sit down to catch moves every single day, you are stripping yourself of the freedom that the skill set brings, right? Now, initially, of course, you want to learn as much as you can and apply and stuff like that. But ideally, as you start to understand the formations that the markets make, when you go to the higher time frame, they do exactly the same thing because the markets are fractal, right? So, with that in mind, if again we understand that it takes time for these moves to play, and we can see the formations that the dealers, the market makers print before us, and we can set our parameters up and leave them alone so that targets can be achieved over a continual long term time, right? This continues on and on and on, right? Why are we trying to chase the markets as if it's a day job or it's a job? It's you're expecting to get paid from this thing initially when it is you started. right? I as well too fell victim to being able to look for trading opportunities from Monday to Friday. Now, I would admit I blew many accounts years ago, but that has stopped long ago because I understood that there was something that was missing from that equation, right? So over time, I was able to get the right information, and the application of that knowledge, which is the skill set, is what it allows us to be able to just be patient and on any given pair and just look to see what they are doing. And once it is we understand their formations, ideally we can just set some pendings up, and it can take a week, it can take 2 weeks, but our targets will be achieved. The reason I'm speaking about it from the perspective of a job is because this will be able to replace anyone's job once you take it serious enough. All right. And over a 3 month period, you can look at your statistics. You can look at what it is you can improve on, because investors ideally look at their outcomes over a 3 month period. We don't look at our returns every single day or every single week, all right, or every single month, right? We are understanding that we are improving with this knowledge, and we are allowing this market to do what they have to do, right? For instance, this was something that I saw on GBP JPY, and this was, I think, last Thursday. My idea was that they would have came and tapped the quarterly level, and of course they would actually go bearish, right, because of the cycle. All right, okay, no problem. Look at what is happening before our very eyes, right? Yes, it may take many days to hit a target, right? But ideally, you can go about and live your life. And once your direction is correct, you can set your parameters up and you can leave them. And you know what will happen? Time will pass, your life will actually flourish, and then you will feel even better provided that your targets have been achieved. All right, so you do not need to run this skill set down just to make a dollar. All right, we need to apply our knowledge, right? We need to gain the knowledge, then apply the knowledge, see what is working, get a feeling for what is going on. Then we will remove our emotions with regards to these investments. All right. And once your emotions are in check, that will ideally set you up for success. All right. You wouldn't be, if this was to hit my stop loss, I would not be offended, because you know why? I would have managed my money, and I would have managed my risk out of the money that I've managed, right? That is why we do it that way. So I understand what I have risked, and I am very contented with what it is I would earn, because again, this continues, this goes on and on and on. Right? This is a lifelong skill set, right? So you may take this with a grain of salt, but ideally, don't look at this skill set as something just to make money, right? This is something to create a legacy, something to build a legacy, generational wealth, right? This will supersede your job. So if you are working right now, or you have a hustle, a side hustle, or something that can actually bring an income, you can essentially learn the skill set and then start to apply yourself, put your own personal capital into your own brokerage accounts, and start to apply the knowledge. All right. As time goes on and you start to get this thing much better, and you start to understand what is going on before your very eyes, and you are taking these investments, you will lose some investments, because all investors lose at some point in time, right? Or have a percentage decrease. It's not necessarily a loss, it's a lesson. All right. And you take that, you refine it, and then you create your own personal edge with the markets. All right, and that would eliminate the need for a job. All right, but don't just look at this as just something to make money. It takes time to really get an understanding and flow, and you have to put your own capital and all of these things with regards to investing. All right, but it hits different when it is you understand what it is you're doing and you're seeing it playing out before your very eyes, guys. All right, a salary, a monthly salary comes in once a month, right? So what if it is an investment can take 2 to 3 weeks to play out? You're still going to get paid, right? If your direction is correct, you're still going to get paid. That's the point I am bringing to you guys. All right. So I hope this video was insightful. I saw something and it just struck me, so I just wanted to share that insight with you guys. And yeah, guys, be successful every single day because you always are. God created us to be successful and to utilize our gifts to help our brothers and sisters. All right, so with that being said, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. And until then, stay awesome. Cheers.